Excuse me. All right, we're coming up on 7:01. We'll give it another couple of minutes here. Josh, looks like you were rocking out that dance party the other night, man. Was that Saturday night, something like that? Looks like that kids had a good time.
Yeah, they did. Not too bad for an old guy.
I don't think I'd be able to handle it. You know, I'm on the couch by like 8 o'clock and that's it. I'm done for the night.
I did not book it. I was covering for another DJ.
Oh, were you? Okay. I used to shoot weddings for a number of years, and then I got too old to shoot weddings. They're a lot of work. I mean, if you DJ weddings, you know just the reception's a lot of work. But the photograph from the bride getting ready at her home to, you know, getting to the church where the guys are getting ready and all the families starting to arrive. And oh man, it's a long day prepping for it, spending the day with them, and then of course getting back and offloading all the data from the cards. In the later years, in the earlier years, it was packing my film in envelopes and getting ready to ship them off to the processor. That's how long I was shooting weddings. I started shooting them in the film days.
I never envied you guys. I rock them out and pack up, and I was done.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I always thought was nice about the DJ portion of it. I mean, yeah, well, depending on the DJ. Now, mind you, working weddings, I've worked with a variety of different DJs, from you know, really well-seasoned DJs who knew exactly what they were doing, all the different steps through a wedding reception, to you know, the bride's nephew at 15 years old who was going to play the music and had no idea of the process through the wedding and the wedding dance and the announcements and all the things that go on. So there you are as the photographer trying to coach this kid along so that you can get the shots you need. Come on, kid, tell him to cut the cake. Stop playing the Jackson 5. Stuff like that. Yeah, it was fun times. And then I switched to shooting high school seniors, which was sort of kind of backwards in a way, because I'm photographing younger people and trying to keep up with younger people than brides and grooms, which aren't a whole lot older than high school seniors many times. But that was also at the time I was doing a lot more family portraits. And so, you know, you get the families and the senior and stuff, hopefully to come into the studio. So I didn't have to go chasing a bride and groom around all day. I had people coming to me for the most part. But with the high schoolers, we had a lot of fun with them because we did go out on location. High schoolers got so many different activities that they go into that you want to sort of try and capture the essence of in, you know, a couple of hour session or something like that. So that was fun. We'd take them out to, well, we lived in farm country, so we had a lot of the kids that were the boys that were hunters, and so they'd get dressed up in full camo. I mean, really, you're taking pictures of them, and really the only thing you could see is their eyes, because everything else was full camo. But we do variations so that, you know, they could actually see them holding maybe their bows and arrows or their guns or that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think some of the others. Sport, yeah, of course, a lot of the sports players, we'd go to the ball fields or whatever with them. Some of the kids, if they were in theater, we'd go to the school's stage or that kind of stuff. Hi, Joey. Thank you for joining us. Oh, geez, I've been sitting here babbling at 7:05 already. So, well, we're just doing an open chat tonight, but let me kind of kick things off officially. This is the South Carolina Cannabis Conversation, South Carolina Normal Cannabis Conversation for, where are we at? September 1st already, 1st of September. Oh, somebody else is coming in with us. My name is Scott Weldon, the Executive Director of South Carolina NORML, the South Carolina chapter of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. All of our meetings are an environment of education and awareness and are not an open market for the sale, purchase, or distribution of cannabis, and we do not encourage or condone illegal behavior of any kind. All righty, so again, welcome everybody. Welcome to those that have joined me on the Zoom call tonight. Welcome to anybody who may be watching our call being live streamed to our YouTube channel. And also welcome to anybody who is watching this as a YouTube recording later on. Mentioning YouTube, I do like to point out that we are not monitoring the live stream YouTube comments area. But if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. And once YouTube is done rendering the video, we will go visit the questions, comments, and try and address your comments, questions, and/or concerns. Again, this is the South Carolina NORML Cannabis Conversation. We hold it every Wednesday night. I do want to sort of do my pretty common apology on saying that I did not really prepare anything tonight, so we're doing an open discussion. I've been instead kind of enjoying the fact that kids have gone back to school. Tourists have sort of left the area. It's a whole lot easier to get to the beach in the afternoons here. So last Thursday and Friday, and then this Tuesday, we were at the beach. Saturday and Sunday, we were at the local splash park because they're only open on weekends now that the kids are back in school. And they're only open, I think, for about one more weekend until Labor Day, which is next Monday. So we're trying to take advantage of our opportunities and going spending as much time as we can in the sun, in the water. And if you are here in the Charleston area of South Carolina, it's been hot, it's been humid, it's been sunny, it's been nice, but some of the best places to be when it feels that hot in the middle of the day is in the water. So at least that's what I've learned while I've been here. So I've been sort of a little sidetracked with relaxing, kicking back, and having fun. Excuse me, let me get a little sip here. And take a second to see if anybody's commented anything yet. Like I say, tonight is pretty much open discussion. Past couple of weeks, we've been trying to fill this space with some information from the NORML Nationals fact sheets. The fact sheets to me are real go-tos. I go to them a lot of times when I'm commenting on something, especially if it's like a news article or something. Yesterday, I saw Tri-County Drug Abuse Counseling or something. It's a taxpayer funded. Let's see if I can get the right name of it. Tri-County Commission on Alcohol and Drug Abuse. And they happened to post that yesterday that yesterday was Overdose Awareness Day. And so, of course, I had to share with them that safe, access to cannabis is known to help reduce the number of opioid overdoses. And then they link to the fact sheet that references the study that talks about how cannabis access helps reduce opioid overdoses. May or may not always, something may or may not always feel it's the best way to address it, but sometimes I just think it's a taxpayer funded organization, this Commission on Drug Abuse and Alcohol Abuse. It'd be nice if they would start sharing facts and get away from the propaganda. I think this was the same group that I followed them because they were putting out some, what was it? They put out some kind of anti-marijuana propaganda. Interestingly enough, I think it was during Black History Month in February. I think this is the same organization. It was one of the drug abuse councils. Um, uh, and I just get, and it was the only time I went back through their history. It was the only time they ever like did a awareness kind of thing on a specific drug kind of thing. And they happened to pick marijuana, and they happened to pick Black History Month, a month. And like I say, with marijuana, that is, well, all drugs for the most part, that at least my understanding. But we know marijuana, the racial disparity in marijuana arrests. And so we just thought it was very ironic, if that's the correct usage of that, that they would pick the beginning of Black History Month to also have their marijuana awareness month. But anyway, I like to link to the fact sheets that sort of reference then my rants when I do that. So like I say, we've been using those the past couple of weeks. I didn't want to overkill them. There's about 20 different fact sheets to go over. We use those regularly when we have our booth out and about. And I see that Kristen has joined us. I wanted to mention on the conversation tonight for one, but also just to mention specifically to Kristen, because she's joined me there before. I got a notice by email that the Charleston Pride Festival is organizing for, oh gosh, I want to say October 3rd. Now I don't have it in front of me. There it is. Let me get the date. October 3rd, noon to 6 p.m. Sunday, October 3rd, and it's going to be held in Riverfront Park in North Charleston. Okay, North Charleston. I was for some reason thinking it was going to be the park here in Charleston. It's up in North Charleston, Riverfront Park. Okay, I know where that's at. That was, I believe, where we did the Slightly Stupid concert a couple of times up in Riverfront Park, North Charleston. So your thoughts on that? You think we should go for it?
Oh, for sure. It was a lot of fun last year, the year before last year. Last year was
I was going to say 2019. I think we were there together because, yeah, 2019 we were there because that's the year we had the College of Charleston students with us. 2017 was our first year there, and all we had was a 4-foot table and my beach umbrella that clamps to my chair, clamped to the edge of the table. And it was hot and it was sunny, and I'm trying to hide under this little umbrella. It was pretty funny, I must say. Second year, we had a single 10 by 10 tent. Our third year there, which was 2019, we had a double. So we had a 10 by 20, which we let the College of Charleston kids kind of use the second half of it and talk about the Students for Sensible Drug Policy group over there. We'll roll back this year since we kind of skipped 2020, and we'll go to just a single 10 by 10 as my thought on it. Pretty much to promote our fact sheets. We'll take our fact sheet holders stands up there with us. We will take our brochures along with us. I'm going to talk about our brochure since I pulled it out. There's a couple of people that I haven't probably gone over this with repeatedly. Kristen probably knows half of my rant on this by heart, but our South Carolina normal brochures is a trifold brochure. It tells a little bit about our mission and National's mission and different aspects of marijuana that we, law reform that we look at, decriminalization, medical, blah, blah, blah. But the most important section, I think, I'm hiding behind it, I think, is this inside panel right here. This is a copy of the normal foundation freedom card. Now I've got to go find it real quick. There is an online PDF version you can kind of print out, but I think it's awkward the way they have it laid out. And I think you have to two-side print and then fold and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I'm going to go and get it here for you. Here is the link. I'll drop it in the chat. And as I'm looking for, yes, it's a downloadable PDF document, two-sided. You want to print both sides of this card. It's designed to work with the Avery 5302 tent cards, small tent cards, which are basically, I don't have any business cards in front of me. Two of them half stuck together. Kind of like two business cards stuck together. So it would print both sides. And it needs it to fit all the documentation on it for the most part, which is kind of the, we squished it in to just the bottom section of the brochure. I don't know how focused that is on the camera up there. But for the most part, we give these out to everybody. I mean, I am just like madhouse. I want everybody to have one of these. There's one specific one I kind of remember because it was a mom came walking up to us and she had two, I think if I remember correctly, two teenage children with her. And I started handing her the brochure and telling her the main reason I want you to have it. And I open it up and I show her the freedom card. And I said, in here tells you what to do in case you're ever stopped by a law enforcement officer that explains your rights to remain silent. That kind of, it explains your rights. And she goes, oh, can I have one more for each of my children? They're each almost ready to turn 16 and going to start driving. Absolutely. And matter of fact, you don't even need to be driving to have this in your wallet or with you. And we tell everybody, take it, read it so you understand it, the top section. Keep that bottom section with your ID at all times. And when you're asked for your ID, hand them that. And if you've committed a crime, hand them all your ID because you're required to at that point. If you have not committed a crime, South Carolina is not a stop and ID state. You are not required to identify yourself if you are not suspected of committing a crime or have about to commit a crime or in the process of committing a crime. And that's how the law is stated. Law enforcement will tell you that they're investigating. And so because you're under investigative detention, you're required to identify yourself. And that's absolutely not true. If you're not suspected of committing a crime, if they say, well, you're suspicious, suspicion of what crime? You're just suspicious. You're suspicious. Oh, is that suspicious a misdemeanor or a felony? Mind you, don't be intoxicated when you're like, it's just not a good thing. You usually mess up. I follow, or not follow, but I visited and actually I keep the printout from a site called fairdui.org in my truck, and it states the specific South Carolina law. You hold it up to the window or you put it up in the window if you're pulled over, and it basically tells the law enforcement officer that based on this South Carolina law, you won't be rolling down your window. You are required to present your information, not hand it to them. So you're going to be holding your driver's license, registration, and insurance card up to the window for them to see. You won't be answering any questions. If they have any questions, they can consult your attorney. And that you will also follow any lawful orders. And that site, that fairdui.org site, it comes with a little book, or actually, it sells you a little book, but explains, if you go through the site, explains how to use this, who should use it, who should not use it. And one of the things it very specifically says, actually kind of on the back bottom side, if you are drunk, do not use this. It's basically for, sober people and activists is how they sort of phrase it. But, again, you're not required by law to answer any questions. You have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You have a Fourth Amendment right to be safe in your person and your papers. your possessions. So you're not required to ID if you're not have not committed a crime or not accused of committing a crime. So Freedom Card. We hand these things out like gangbusters. And when I saw the fact that the Pride Festival was coming up, we've been there 3 times before. As far as our viewers and listeners go, I'm not sure what your positions are, but I find the folks that come out to Pride Festival are some of the most entertaining, fun people. Being happy to be happy without like condemnation, like focused down on them and stuff like that, which they probably get at other times in their lives. But anyway, it's just a great vibe, great people. We've been real lucky and have had great weather. Trying to think, I think there was one year we had a little iffy weather, but usually it's been sunny. And I think even the year that we did have iffy weather, I think I'm remembering it a little bit now. We had some drizzle and stuff like that, and that did not stop the dancing. It may have dampened some of the feathers. People wear a lot of feathers, so some of the feathers may not have been looking as fluffy, but definitely did not dampen the spirit whatsoever. So cool. Now mark your calendars if you're in the Charleston area. Kristen, also mark your calendar if you're going to be around to participate that day. We would love that. And I'm trying to get a hold of them because they sent me the notice about registration. But when I go to the registration page, it asks for some sort of password for the information, which I thought was odd. So I'm waiting for somebody to get back to me and answer that. But anywho, talking about events, if nobody's got anything else to open conversation at me yet, I am going to bring back up to the conversation to a little bit to Josh specifically, that we are starting to, although I did spend a lot of time at the beach this week, I did get a chance to reach out to a few of the folks that have said they will be participating with us in January. I've got a couple of others to kind of reach out to, and then we're going to start opening up for vendors overall. But one of the things that I think I mentioned to you a while back, I just sort of wanted to remind you of, was that we're asking them to put together, I think I have it, excuse me, listed as like a 30 to 90 second little intro video. I'm thinking at some point somebody might ask me a little bit more info, like, do you need that as a, I don't know, an MP4 or an M-Wave, or I don't know what even the file types might be nowadays. But the one question I was asked was, how soon do you need it? And I said, for the 30-second videos that we're going to be probably running on the monitor system in the banquet hall, I told them about 30 days in advance, which would put us about December 15th. And although I wasn't really thinking too much of it at the time, we've got the holidays in between there with, Christmas and New Year's and all that other year-end fun stuff. Does that give you enough time if you need to for just like compiling the stuff?
Yeah, is it gonna be like a constant stream of different videos?
I'm kind of thinking it's going to be something where we want to break it up. It's not going to be a constant stream. One will run, and then, a few minutes may go by. I think we'll have to think about how that timing plays out. And then another one might play.
Oh yeah, well that's easy then. Yeah, as long as I get them, yeah, 30 days give me plenty of time.
Okay. I thought that would be okay. Because like I said, it's probably just, if you're going to be there in the capacity where you can just, I guess, hit a button and make it play, then you just have to kind of pick the file and click, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah. So it might be something like that, unless, you have some automated way that you want to work it. But I just wanted to make sure I was giving you enough time. Oh, cool. Okay. Looking forward to that. I'll look at my desk here real quick and see what else I kind of have going on. Nothing. All right. Come on, I got something. No. I just thought I might have a little other something else to kind of talk about tonight, and I'm just kind of coming up with a blank. Anybody have anything they want to throw out at me?
I'm getting excited about North Carolina. They're really close to getting their medical program together. So that domino effect keeps on falling closer to us.
Yes, I haven't really been watching closely what they're doing. I know they keep making progress, so that's my bad on that. I think it's going to run us over eventually. I mean, even after somebody mentioned this, I had to laugh. For some reason, I just had an urge to do on our Facebook, actually, I think all over social media today, meet your gubernatorial candidates. Here, meet Henry. And I linked it out to Henry McMaster's, get to know you page on his website. And somebody was like, I'm really confused by this post. Why did he do something to support marijuana? No, I'm just thinking, meet your candidate. But the funny thing about it is that same person that commented back and go, okay, I see this article. And there was an article in Fitz News, which basically when Cunningham came out and made his announcement a couple of zipping 2 months now ago, McMaster kind of did a little flip-flop on medical. As much as he's been anti, I mean, it does give us a little bit of hope that if the Compassionate Care Act passes under his leadership next year, because of course the election is not until November, which will be after the active session. So we're hoping it passes during session. And little editorial on that. It's not my favorite medical bill. We know that Tom Davis has said it's the most restrictive bill in the nation. But it may then get to the point where if that passes, Henry may then sign it, which he said he wasn't going to. And if he didn't, that's another big hurdle to jump, because then I think you need 60% of the legislature to back it. And that would have been a tough push across the aisle. But still, we'll see. Talking about our event in January, and what had me visiting Henry's site today is because I did send out an invitation to the 3 Democratic gubernatorial candidates who have all shown support for marijuana, to invite them if they wanted to get a table at our event. They're campaigning, can't hurt. And I thought, well, I got to be fair about it. Yeah, Henry's campaigning too. So maybe I'll send him an invite and see if he wants to come to our little event that's focused more on decriminalization than medical marijuana. And maybe we'll give him an opportunity to tell us why he doesn't think we should decriminalize. I don't think so, because that's not what the event's about. It's about pro decriminalization. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you think we should invite Henry, or click on your mic. Or email me later after you think about it. Boy, I'm thinking about that one. Should we invite Henry? It'll be interesting, because I know Cunningham campaign said they were interested a while back when we were getting ready to schedule them onto our conversation. We know Gary Vitor will come on and talk about it, but when I last communicated with Mr. Vitor, it was my suggestion that we wait until a little closer to the beginning of the year, or as we get in, because really a lot of people are just, it's pretty far away from the primary. Last I checked, and I haven't checked in the last 30 days, but there has not been a primary date for South Carolina selected yet. It's usually in early June. It should probably still be in early June. We're thinking it's really going to be more beneficial for the candidates and for our conversation viewership to have these folks start coming on closer to the primary. So after the beginning of the legislature starts in January, anywhere from then through June, I'm thinking really ramping it up more probably in April, March possibly, but really ramp it up in April because, everybody talks about cannabis in April. So I don't see any comments if anybody thinking we should have Henry on. I'll have to consider that. I see no negatives either, so we're good. Oh, what do I scroll down here? What do we need? Josh, is this Mayor of Columbia talked about decrim in Columbia?
I haven't heard him talk about it. I know he is a Democrat, and I'm pretty sure his stance on it is favorable.
Good suggestion. Good suggestion. I'm going to make myself a note of that before I close out comments here.
I know he doesn't get along with McMaster.
Well, that's always a plus. That's always a plus. I don't think there's many in the on the left side of the aisle that do. Because there was another mayor in somewhere in South Carolina that was talking about possibility. I have to go back and find that because that might be another option. But as we get closer to primary, I'm actually thinking, we'll see what other candidates are out there in our state legislature, and then maybe get some invites there if there's space left. We really don't have a whole lot of table spaces, so we'll see how it plays out. But that's a good suggestion. I like that one because we are going to be in Columbia, so that would definitely be a big, interesting invite. All right. I think I'm done rambling. Okay, no comments at the moment. I will try and work a little bit harder this week to move forward on a couple of projects that we have. I had mentioned a few times there's a lawyer up in Myrtle Beach that I'm going to try and get onto the call, or a lawyer somewhere along the way that can explain to you better than I can what these actual laws in South Carolina are that will kind of go along with what happens if you ever get stopped by a law enforcement officer. Bear with me on that. We're still kind of waiting for things to settle out, and I think it's still going to be a little time with our secretary Vaughn and her new baby. Nearly new babies don't sleep from 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. Who knew? Been a long time since I had a new baby in the house. My baby's like 45 years old. Anyway, gosh, yeah, I feel for anybody who's in that situation because I bet they're probably sleep deprived. But that's the lifestyle of a young parent. Enjoy it while you can. That's all really I got for you tonight. I'm starting to ramble. watch for us next week. I will try and get something together for you. And we are, let me real quick look at my calendar before I go too far here. 1, 2. Okay, our monthly meeting is going to be a later one. That's going to be September 21st. This month, Tuesday, September 21st will be our monthly South Carolina normal meeting. And of course, you'll see me here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for our cannabis conversations. And mark your calendars for that October 3rd. Again, if you're in the Charleston area, come on out and see us at the Pride Festival. And otherwise, you know where to get a hold of me. Go to our website, normalsc.org or scnormal.org. Visit the contact page. You can message us right through the contact page. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Oh, and if you do visit our website, scroll all the way down to the bottom and sign up for our monthly newsletter. That's all I got for you tonight. I'm Scott with the South Carolina chapter of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. We look forward to seeing you back here again. Thank you for joining me and have a great night. Bye-bye now.